Eating a balanced diet is vitally important if we want to lead a physically healthy life. However, performers in different sports will have different nutritional requirements based on the requirements of their sport and the performance that they want to give. Our diet is made up of lots of different food types, including macronutrients, micronutrients, and other essential components. Macronutrients are essential parts of the diet, and they include carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Macronutrients make up a large percentage of our diet compared to the other food types. The table here gives a very basic overview of macronutrients. So carbohydrates are used for the fast release of energy, fats are for slow release of energy, and protein is for building and repairing muscle cells. The macronutrient carbohydrates can be broken down further into two types. We have complex carbohydrates and simple carbohydrates. Examples of complex carbohydrates include bread and include rice, and they give us energy relatively quickly and can provide us with energy for approximately 45 minutes to 1 hour of exercise. Endurance athletes such as 5,000 meter runners or 10,000 meter runners will often take on lots of carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates the night before a big race. And this is called carbohydrate loading. So by taking on lots of pasta or lots of rice, they are filling up their glycogen stores in their body, and they then know that during the 5,000 meter or the 10,000 meter race that they're going to have enough energy to complete the race without feeling fatigued. As well as complex carbohydrates, we also have simple carbohydrates, and these are in the form of sugars. This could be natural sugars, such as we find in fruits, or it could be refined sugars, for example, as we find in cakes and chocolate and sweets. But both serve the same purpose in terms of energy release, and that's producing energy very, very quickly. If you're about to take part in an anaerobic event, such as a 100-meter sprint or the shot put or a high jump, then you may take on simple sugars in order to give you a really fast release of energy, a burst of energy that you need for that event. On the other hand, fats release energy very slowly over a long period of time. So they're perfect energy sources for long distance runners or long distance athletes. If we think about a marathon, which can take 3 or 4 or even longer hours to complete, an athlete will need lots of fats within their system so that their body can keep producing aerobic energy throughout the whole of the race. The final macronutrient, protein, is really important for repairing and building muscle cells. So if we think about a weightlifter who is constantly creating micro tears in their muscle as they work out and as they lift weights, they need to take on protein immediately after a training session in order to repair that muscle and build it up even stronger. It's also important to note that protein is also a reserve energy store. So if your body was completely depleted of carbohydrates and fats, it would then turn to protein in order to create energy. We also have micronutrients as part of our diet, and these are in the form of vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals help the body to function effectively by keeping it healthy. Vitamins and minerals are found in lots of different foods, but particularly they're found in fruits and vegetables. They each have a different job, so every vitamin and every mineral has a different job in keeping our body healthy. It could be that they maintain the strength of our teeth and our bones, or they help our body to fight disease and infection. An athlete or performer who doesn't take on enough vitamins and minerals might find that they take longer to return from injury or from an illness, so that they end up spending longer outside of their sport. The final bracket of food types refers to other essential components, and these include fiber and water. Fiber is found in bread and it's found in cereals, and it makes sure our digestive system is healthy. Water is vital for the transportation of nutrients and waste products around our body, and it also helps us to regulate our body temperature. If an athlete or performer doesn't take on enough water, then they are likely to become dehydrated, and this can impact their performance in several ways. Due to less fluid in their system, their blood will become more viscous. This basically means that the blood is thicker and doesn't flow as quickly, resulting in oxygen being delivered to the muscles at a much slower rate. Therefore, the performer is going to feel fatigued a lot quicker. An irregular heart rate can also occur as a result of dehydration, which will also result in a performer becoming fatigued and tired. An increase in body temperature is a further effect of dehydration and overheating, and this can again result in tiredness. This may mean that a footballer or a netballer might struggle to make good decisions during a match. Reactions will also slow down in performers suffering from dehydration. For example, a goalkeeper in football or hockey won't be able to react as quickly when attempting to make a save. Finally, muscle fatigue and cramps are very common when a performer is dehydrated. This can easily lead to muscle strains or tears occurring, which would then result in time out of sport for individuals in order to try to recover. Hydration is key for all of these reasons, and it is essential that performers take on enough fluids before, during, and after sport.